Shares of Oracle taking a hit today, but the software company is enjoying a monster run since its first quarter earnings report and the reported $300 billion cloud deal with OpenAI. For a deeper dive into Oracle, let's bring in now Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist at Epistrophy Capital Research and host of the Drill Down podcast. Cory, my friend, always great to see you. So listen, all right, Oracle's in the red today, but it's after this just remarkable move yesterday. You have been pounding the table on Oracle, Cory. So first, I just want your take.
True fact.
What did you make of the earnings report you saw there, and what did you make of the investor response and reaction?
But before I lose myself again, I want to be clear. I'm biased here. I own the shares in Oracle. I've owned them for a couple of years now. I've worked with the company in the past. I hope to work with them again. I like some of the people there. So I'm totally biased. And everybody watching this should understand that I can't see this thing as clearly as I do other things, perhaps. But we saw an amazing quarter from this company, the likes of which we've rarely ever seen from any company. I can't think of anything I've ever seen at this scale that was so ginormous of an upside surprise, not to the numbers of the movement of the stock, but the change in the scope of a very, very large business. The only thing I've ever seen like this is Nvidia about 2 years ago. It was really an amazing thing to watch. And it was, in this case, it wasn't orders, or it wasn't at least numbers that we saw in terms of bookings on the balance sheet. It wasn't, or certainly not the revenues they recorded, although the quarter was very strong. It really is that RPO number, those remaining performance obligations, the orders that they have in hand were just jaw-dropping in their size on the heels of another quarter where I would have said the same thing, but this is just orders of magnitude bigger.
I want to take a beat here, Cory, because folks who are listening, not everybody might fully understand what Oracle does, appreciate what Oracle does, which is understandable. As a shareholder, as a believer, why don't we take a beat here for a moment, Cory? Just walk us through, what does Oracle do? How do they make money? And how has the company evolved?
It's a great question, because it really has been changing for at least 10 years. And I think that the company has talked about it a lot. There have been a lot of skeptics. I've been one of them over the years when they've talked about moving from licensed software to the cloud in the face of a lot of attention that their competitor Salesforce was getting. And there were criticisms saying, well, is this really cloud revenues? Are they really lumping all this stuff in here? Where are they truly embracing distributed software? And what we can see now over time is that they've embraced that as much as anyone has ever done this. So their cloud business is fantastic. And their cloud business has different aspects to it. So yes, it is software and software delivered as a service. It's also infrastructure. That is the use of data centers. Infrastructure as a service is a huge business for them, and the thing that is growing so fantastically. There you have this wonderful graphic showing us they had $3.3 billion in infrastructure as a service revenues, in addition to software as a service revenues of $3.8 billion. And that is a change in the way that they used to manage software. But the software business that has been core to Oracle since its earliest days in the 70s, yes, the 70s, is now taking a back seat in terms of attention and certainly in growth to what they're doing with infrastructure, what they're doing in building data centers, where this is a company that is, yes, they've got a hardware business and they've trimmed that to make sure they've got the right offerings, which is a very small business, but the renting out and the construction of data centers is just been an incredible business for them that they have fully embraced to the point where one could argue they're right up there among the leaders there of building out these data centers for their customers.
Let me ask you, Cory, that great cloud computing fight, we talk about Amazon and Microsoft and Google. Where now is Oracle in that fight, now and looking ahead?
We'll see over time. There's different market studies out there. They're certainly playing catch up to the likes of Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud Services. But they're clearly a contender here in this business. And what they're doing that's so much different is they really are building out data centers in an aggressive style and with a kind of a modular approach. This is something Larry Ellison, as he's backed away from kind of larger management of the company and taken this role of founder of the company as chief technical officer, has really talked a lot in the conference calls about the modular nature of their data centers in two ways. One is that regardless of the size, small or big, in the data center they're constructing, they are all running the same kinds of stuff so that a customer can go from a small data center to a big data center and find what they need in Oracle's offerings, or Oracle can build it for them. Then secondarily, they're reducing the size of all of the Oracle offerings so that it can be really all held on a singular rack or a singular set of components that will allow customers to get the same plug and play experience in any Oracle data center, including all of the Oracle data products, to allow Oracle to sell everything they have on a software standpoint to anyone using any Oracle data center and on any service, whether it's at an Amazon data center or at a Google Cloud data center. They've really homogenized across all of these offerings.
Let me ask you, Cory, we talk a lot about the success and who gets credit for that. We, of course, mentioned Larry Ellison. How much credit, again, as a shareholder, as investor, would you also give to CEO Safra Catz?
Yeah, I mean, Safra Catz is, Larry gets so much attention. He's such an entertaining character, and he'll say just about anything. That any chance I get to talk to Larry or quote Larry, I just love it. But Safra Catz is the power at this company. She is the CEO of this company. She took over. She wasn't a co-CEO, but she and Mark Hurd were CEOs at the same time. Mark Hurd, the late Mark Hurd, passed away a few years back, and Safra has been running this company on her own and in a very powerful way. There's a very interesting style about her where she is firmly grounded in the numbers and really understands so much great detail about all the things that makes this very big and very fast changing company run. And she deserves all the credit here. She's one of the most powerful women in business. She's a self-made billionaire. She's a really, really impressive story. She's a really impressive person to talk to. And she's very funny also, but she's a brilliant person that I think doesn't get all the attention that, and maybe by design, that other CEOs and other women who are leaders in business might otherwise. I mean, she's one of the most powerful women in the history of business in the world ever. She deserves a lot of credit here.
Cory, we're always lucky to have you on the show. Thank you, my friend.
Good to see you.